Arizona with Nicole Kreitz. Weeknights at 4, only on 3 TV.
Good morning. I'm George Dean, President and CEO of the Greater Phoenix Urban League, a leading provider of human services in the Valley, and you are watching Urban Connections. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, you need to know that Urban Connections came about through an agreement with Channel 3 and the Greater Phoenix Urban League that we would bring you a program at least once each month to talk about various issues, situations, concerns, conditions, and so forth that are taking place not only here locally, but statewide and indeed nationwide. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about something that should be near and dear to each and every one of you, and that is education. And education, especially for the children here in Arizona. That is so very, very important. You know, in the Urban League, we say that our children equal our destiny, and education makes all of that possible. You know, without an education, I certainly would not be here talking to you today about this, and we're going to get into what's going on in Arizona in an organization that is really making a difference and continue to make a difference in education in our state. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
If you think your friends at Spencer's have lower prices, you're right, and save even more during our July 4th celebration. Like this giant Amana refrigerator with water and ice, only $7.49, or this Maytag dishwasher for just $4.49. Plus, buy now and pay no interest for 18 months. No matter where you see it, hear it, or who quotes it, Spencer's is always your low price leader. Spencer's July 4th celebration. It's like having a friend in the business.
Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
Honda knows you're always on the lookout for something better. So it's no surprise the Honda CR-V was named the 2018 Motor Trend SUV of the Year. It has an interior that's spacious and refined, handling that's smooth and comfortable, and an exterior that speaks for itself. So if you're looking for something truly impressive, look no further. The CR-V. Nothing compares to a Honda.
A typical burglary entry is done through force. They'll either break out a window to gain entry or they'll kick in a door. Probably the best security deterrent that I could find on the market.
Security with a view. Call today for a free estimate. Security Screen Masters.
Welcome to summer. Welcome to long days and having a blast. And welcome to Big Surf Water Park, now open. And be sure to download the Big Surf app for hours, specials, and more. Big Surf Water Park. Welcome to summer.
Spencer's TV and Appliance July 4th celebration. It's like having a friend in the business.
Welcome back. George Dean, President, CEO, Greater Phoenix Urban League, a leading provider of human services in the Valley. If you just tuning in, you're just in time. You're watching Urban Connections. And I'm very pleased to have as my guest this morning, Ms. Christine Thompson, the President and CEO of an organization known as Expect More Arizona. So, Ms. Thompson, let me say, first of all, welcome to Urban Connections.
Thank you so much for having me.
And secondly of all, let's, for those folks who might not be familiar with Expect More Arizona, tell us what Expect More Arizona is all about.
Absolutely. Expect More Arizona is a nonprofit, nonpartisan education advocacy organization. We want every student in Arizona from pre-K through college to have an excellent education no matter where they live, no matter what their socioeconomic background is, no matter what their race or ethnicity or gender is. We want them to have an excellent education, and that's our focus.
Okay, okay. And this has been going on for almost 10 years now?
Almost 10 years. It was born out of a governor's effort for a P20 council and a marketing and communications effort that was born that was Expect More Arizona, and we became a self-standing nonprofit about 7 years ago.
About 7 years ago.
Yeah, so we do a lot of outreach to communities. We're, as I said, we're statewide. We have a staff of 12 that serve the state, but we really look to engaging communities in education issues, getting them interested, and then moving them to action, getting them aware of what's going on and moving them to action.
Okay. Okay, there's been a lot of talk, in fact, this last budget session, with the teachers rising up, if you will, and speaking out and so forth. Did that tie into your work at all?
Absolutely.
Did you instigate that?
We may have been somewhere in the realm of instigating in a way, because our focus for a long time has been, like I said, making sure every student has a high quality education, and central to that is making sure that that there's an excellent teacher in every classroom. We really saw a number of years ago that we have a teacher recruitment and retention crisis in the state. We have last year there were over 2,000 classrooms that didn't have a certified teacher in the classroom at the start of the school year.
Over 2,000?
Over 2,000 statewide.
Wow.
And part of the issue that needed to be addressed was teacher pay. So we have, as one of the goals in our Arizona Education Progress Meter, is a goal to bring our teacher pay in the state to the national median. As of where we stand at the end of 2017, so before the actions that were taken at the legislature this year, we were 49th in the country, adjusted for inflation. So even comparing apples to apples, we were very low. The actions that the governor and the legislature took are a step in the right direction. If that 20% is fully implemented immediately and no other states change, which we know won't happen, but we'd be 36th in the country. So we still have work to do to get to the median. We know other states are going to change around us, but we're very hopeful that that policymakers are engaged on the issue, recognizing that we need educators to be paid for their level of expertise and the very important work that they do. And also we're happy to see educators really engaged and out and finding their voice to talk about these issues.
You know, I've always thought that teaching as a profession should get a lot more respect than what they do. I mean, I put them up there with lawyers and doctors and other professionals, but you know, they're on the professional level, they seem to be down at the bottom.
I think unfortunately, over time, we haven't shown the respect we should be showing for our teachers. As you said in your opening, education is the core it's an equalizer. It allows for opportunity and for people to realize their potential, and at the root of that is a teacher. It could be a classroom teacher, it could be a parent, but those experiences that kids have with those educators in their life is incredibly important, and we don't celebrate that enough in our community. Not near enough.
The progress meters, this Arizona Education Progress Meters, that's a new term, if
It
you
is
will.
a new term. Expect More Arizona partnered with the Center for the Future of Arizona a couple years ago. And the Center for the Future of Arizona had done the work around the Arizona we want, and they have about 10 indications of civic health, one of them being education. They first turned to us at Expect More Arizona to help convene groups of people around each of these areas to say what should be the indicator of health in education. So we have 8 goals. 7 of them are set on a timeline to reach by 2030. The first goal that was set was around educational attainment or higher educational attainment. So that's a certificate, a associate's degree, a bachelor's degree or higher, the working age adults having those. And then each of the other progress meter indicators fell behind that. So we have a goal around quality early learning. So in the pre-K space, how many kids are enrolled in quality early learning? How many kids are reading at proficiency at 3rd grade? Because if they're up to 3rd grade, you're learning to read, and then you're reading to learn, right?
Right.
Then we have a goal around 8th grade math proficiency. So we want 8th graders prepared to do 8th grade math work, because that sets them on the stage, on the path to graduate from high school. There's a high school graduation goal, one around opportunity youth, so keeping that number low. The number of opportunity youth are the students people who should be students who are 16 to 24 who are not employed or in school. We have a goal around post-secondary enrollment. So graduating from high school, are you immediately enrolling in some type of post-high school educational experience? And then finally attainment. So those are the 7 that are on a 2030 timeline. And then the final goal is the teacher pay goal, trying to get to the median by 2022.
By 2020. Want to do that by 2020. Wow, those are some fantastic goals, and you just got a big job ahead of you to make that happen.
They are very ambitious goals for the state, and as we brought over 200 groups together, individuals and organizations together to decide not only what the indicator should be, but what the stretch goal should be, what data, commonly available data we should all be looking at. Each one was keeping in mind that we really needed to stretch ourselves in the goal. And as we look at our progress meter data, we've made progress since we launched the progress meter a year ago. We're in an upward trajectory. We're not moving as quickly as we need to, but we only have 2 data points right now. But I think what I think is interesting is digging into the data, because aggregated data tells you one story, right? But then getting into the details about how students of different socioeconomic class or different races and ethnicities, that tells a very different story.
We've got to take a short break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk some more about this and so forth. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Elements Massage is spreading kindness this month, and you can do the same. Head to Elements, purchase and enjoy any massage, and get a free 30-minute massage to pay forward. Just mention the word kindness. Pass it along to someone who can benefit from therapy and relaxation. Take care of yourself and spread kindness this month with Elements.
Hey, job's all done. Kind of expensive, but I got an out-of-sight warranty.
Nice. What is the warranty?
When I'm out of sight, the warranty is void. At Parker & Sons, all work comes with a warranty at no charge. We do things right the first time. That's how we've stayed in business for over 40 years. Call Parker today for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning needs.
And I promise there'll be no Melvins on your job.
Call 602-2-REPAIR to get it done.
You never know when you're going to need a little extra help. The 2018 Nissan Altima. Featuring standard automatic emergency braking that could stop for you. Hurry in for model year-end savings on the last of the 2018 Altimas.
Save up to $6,680 on the 2018 Altima, or save up to $10,915 on select models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Jessica, we need to leave right now.
I need to get something. Dance recitals are so boring.
There's a meaning no one knows. Waiting to be set
So
free.
what's the empty suitcase for?
The grand prize trophy.
Duh.
Confidence. Pass it on.
I was born to be somebody.
You made this vacation happen, cleverly merging promotions.
Double points with every purchase.
And cross-referencing travel sites. Aloha! If you can ace your vacation, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Start your mornings with Scott Passmore. Weekdays only on 3TV. Weather with Royal Norman. Weeknights on 3TV.
George Dean, President and CEO of the Greater Phoenix Urban League. Welcome back. You're watching Urban Connections. I'm talking this morning with Ms. Christine Thompson, the President and CEO of an organization called Expect More Arizona. And we want you all to expect more out of education as far as that is concerned. And you talked about 8 different progress meter situations that you have, from quality early learning to teacher pay and so forth. How do you go about making that happen?
You know, we as an organization work with over 300 partner organizations that are really out there doing the programmatic work. So you have examples of really great things that are happening in the community, like Chicanos por la Causa's early learning Head Start program that they have, which is really an exemplary program, how they're reaching out to families and providing quality early learning and teaching parents how to be their child's first educator. You've got programs in, for example, in Tempe, where they've invested in early learning to help in that area. You've got Read On Arizona, who focuses on 3rd grade reading. You've got some excellent examples in the Phoenix Union High School District of how they are really deploying resources to help at-risk students get to graduation. So it really takes a multitude of people to, first, we need the community aware of what the issues are, and then we need organizations all across the spectrum to be engaging to attain these goals.
Okay, yeah, and I have, since you mentioned early Head Start, at the Urban League, we have a Head Start program. In fact, we have 797 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, and they call it Head Start. We call it early childhood development.
Absolutely.
That's also so very important. So we are a small part of that process as well. The other thing has been how schools are funded, budgeted, and so forth. And I know that the governor has said he's going to give the teachers a raise, but teachers are also, and teachers and administrators are saying that, hey, we still not taking care of facilities and so forth and so on. What's Expect More Arizona's position on budgeting and funding for schools?
You know, it's a bit of a sticky wicket, right? I mean, we have a teacher pay goal, but we know that teacher pay is not the only thing that needs to improve. We have school facilities issues that need to be addressed. Thankfully, there was some of that that's addressed in this budget, but there's a lot more to do. We need to be providing more services to students. For example, we have a student-to-counselor ratio in Arizona that's 942 students to 1. That is 4 times, almost 4 times the national recommended student-to-counselor ratio, and more than double what anyone else has. So when we talk about how we need to make sure we're mentoring students, helping students find their passion, and where they want education to help lead them, help them find the resources that they need, we're falling behind on things like that, and it's becoming the responsibility of the classroom teacher. So it's a working condition issue. So there's a lot more that we have to do. We think that there needs to be some long-term funding solutions. We're going to need to make some changes in tax policy in order to broadly support education and the other critical issues that are facing the state. Obviously, education's most important to us.
In fact, I've heard some folks say that the governor's plan is not necessarily sustainable, this 20% raise by 2020 and so forth, because what happens if revenue drops, if the economy gets bad and so forth?
Right. I think, every budget is built on a little bit of a prayer that everything will go well. I think that the plan as it's enacted lays forth, as long as the economy's going well, that we'll have the revenues needed for that. But it also leaves very little money for other parts of state government. So I think it's going to be important for all of us as we move into the next year, and as we talk to folks running for state office, to ask them about what's their plan for making sure our state has sustainable resources for all our priorities, but especially education, since it's most important.
Has anybody ever come up with the idea of putting together a blue ribbon committee or something to look at funding for schools and education and so forth?
There have been many over the years. In fact, the governor had put together a Classrooms First committee a number of years ago that made a number of recommendations and actually found that there were some critical funding needs of schools, but unfortunately that wasn't acted on. So I know that there are a lot of folks, not only teachers and administrators, not only nonprofits like ours that are doing work, but there are business leaders throughout the community who really see the need to really invest in some way in strengthening our state and trying to figure out what that should look like. I think people will be starting to come together to talk more about what we need to do, not just for K-12 education, but for early ed. We only have 21% of children under age 5 going to quality early learning programs. Right. We need much more of that. We have no state-based financial aid program. We need to transition kids from high school into those programs. So there's a lot of work to be done in the whole P20 spectrum.
And I understand that the studies show that 0 to 5, 0 to 60 months, and that's 80% of what a child's going to learn for that they need for the rest of their life is taking place at that time period?
Absolutely. That brain development is just incredible in those first 5 years.
Wow. We're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and talk some more about education in Arizona. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
We're a nation of fixers. Everything from little fixes to big ones. So when the mattress industry was broken, we didn't rest until we'd fixed that too. We're Tuft and Needle. Learn more at tn.com.
I'm Russell Shaw with Realty One Group. For years, I've been telling you, we help more home sellers sell, offer flexible commissions, the right to sell it yourself, and if you're not happy, fire me. Let my results speak.
Over asking cash offer within 8 hours of listing.
Full price in 3 days.
2 properties in 2 years, each sold in less than a week.
I'm not bragging. I'm applying for a job. I want to be your realtor.
Call 602-957-7777.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can get them submitted by Monday.
At U-Haul, we know every family moves at their own pace.
Come on, guys.
That's why we have U-Box.
Is that heavy?
Where you can pack in a day.
Hi, Mom.
In a week.
It's starting to snow.
In a month. We can store it or ship it.
I think that's the kitchen.
How?
You guys excited about the new house?
And when you want it.
Thanks, you've been lifesavers.
Don't want to lift a finger? We got you covered there too. U-Box by U-Haul. Move at your pace. Reserve today at uhaul.com.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
More local news, more original content, more investigations, more news you care about. Your #1 story on your #1 screen, anytime, anywhere. Free TV, CBS 5, Arizona's Family. Your local news with Brandon Lee, weeknights only on 3 TV.
Welcome back. George Dean, President and CEO of the Greater Phoenix Urban League, a leading provider of human services in the Valley, talking with Ms. Christine Thompson, the President and CEO of Expect More Arizona. And if you are just tuning in, you've missed some very valuable information that Ms. Thompson has been sharing with us about education in Arizona and progress meters and so forth, and what they're doing, as well as, I guess, some 30 300 organizations? How many?
We have over 300 partners, but there's really even those who aren't our partners are doing this work across the state.
In terms of trying to improve the whole situation with funding and with progress that we're making, and just the whole thing as far as education is concerned. Now, the strength of our state's education system impacts quality of life for everyone. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, we know we've done strong communities, strong classrooms make strong communities, and there's a lot of evidence to show that the higher education levels people have, the less unemployment they have, the less dependence on social services, the more likely they are to be contributing and helping those lift those up around them. So really our focus is in education really being that key to unlock potential, not just for an individual, but for entire communities.
Right. And I've been reading about poverty and how it's almost like a disease. It's worse, a disease worse than cancer. Poverty and poor education leads to poor health, leads to poor employment, leads to all of those kind of things. So education becomes the key.
Absolutely, and those with higher levels of education are also healthier, right?
Right.
So in order for us to really focus on, breaking that cycle, to get families engaged in early learning programs like yours and others, get parents engaged in their kids' education, help not only that child change their life, but help the whole family change their lives.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's so important, so important. Christine, I want to thank you for coming and sharing with us. Is there any final words you got to say? We got about a minute left. I'm getting a signal over there to the audience out there.
I think it's just staying involved in education issues. Visit our website to learn more about education issues facing Arizona and how to get engaged. We're at expectmorearizona.org.
Expectmorearizona.org. That's easy to do. So check it out and see what they're doing. They not a great big huge corporation, but they're doing a lot that's affecting the whole state of Arizona, and that is so important.
Thank you.
Keep it going.
Thank you very much.
I'm George Dean, President. And we'll talk with you next month on Urban Connections.